to scrap or not to scrap Bachelor of Education degree. The intense public interest generated by Teachers Service Commission's proposals on teacher training has never been witnessed in recent years in Kenya. Teachers Service Commission has proposed a new teacher education framework that renders the Bachelor of Education degree as we know it useless as the entry to teaching profession. It is possible to appreciate the magnitude of the fear and apprehension in thousands of people who believe a degree certificate is the gateway to prosperity. A degree, to many, bestows on one some form of pride and identity. In this case, Bachelor of Education degree, which has been offered in Kenya and the entire East Africa since the early 70s and has produced the who is who in the education sector and other areas of the economy, is at the center of this debate. Let us remember the Teachers Service Commission has simply proposed a number of policy changes and it is expecting input from stakeholders. This is what is expected of us by the Constitution when we are dealing with matters affecting the people. It is our responsibility to reflect on these policies and enrich them for the benefit of the country. It is a discourse that should be undertaken in an atmosphere that celebrates intellectual rigor. This video is therefore meant to hopefully generate enough questions to enable us reflect more intensely on this subject. Teachers Service Commission has recommended that admission into all diplomas and degrees in teacher education courses shall be demand driven. There are two ways of looking at this proposal. First is the market demand of specific skills that may influence production of manpower. That you will produce workforce with skills demanded by the market. The other interpretation would be that this supply of human power should be based on the number of teachers required by the market. The framework states that all the 844 and CBC students must undertake first the Bachelor of Arts or Bachelor of Science courses for a period of 3 years, majoring in the key subjects, and therefore undertake a postgraduate diploma in education for a period of 1 year for teaching at junior and senior school and special needs education. It further suggests that teachers should take 3 teaching subjects. These are far-reaching proposals that require serious interrogation. We need to discuss them with a view of giving our considered opinion. Outright dismissal of the framework is not useful. We need to engage more intensely and ask questions, and many questions for that matter. For example, we may want to ask, what are the weaknesses in the Bachelor of Education degree program that the shift proposed intends to cure? If it is true that the problem, as many people have suggested, is that the content acquired by the Bachelor of Education graduates is not enough, then should this necessitate these changes or a re-examination of the curriculum? Have we compared ourselves to the best in the world? In Canada, for example, for one to qualify to be a teacher, you simply need a Bachelor of Education degree like Kenya. And the country has one of the best education systems. Isn't it necessary to justify the suggested changes with some intellectual rigor? What happens in Finland, for example, which is said to have the best education system? Was there a survey that identified these weaknesses in the Bachelor of Education degree program that informed the raft of proposals? This would justify the changes suggested. The logic behind development of Bachelor of Education degree was that teachers were to learn content, that is, the subjects. At the same time, they learn how to teach the same content. What has necessitated this shift where one has to do content and to go back to pedagogy after the first degree? Is it possible to deal with weaknesses within the Bachelor of Education degree if we think it has weaknesses without doing away with it? What are the demarcations between the mandate of Teacher Service Commission and that of universities? Which theories of education is this policy shift hinged on? We believe that with honest discussions, we could enrich the proposals for the betterment of the country.